Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, water-saving targets from the state and which cities will need to conserve more.
And the city welcomes an environmentally friendly addition.
Then a new study shows how kids with ADHD can improve their learning skills.
Plus, how a local school celebrated its 50th anniversary.
These stories and much more just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chin.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories. Cities throughout the state received some much-needed guidance as to how much water they'll need to conserve during the state's worst drought in history. California's Water Resources Control Board unveiled a detailed list of targeted goals for hundreds of cities and water districts to help meet Governor Jerry Brown's April 1st emergency order. This is the first time the state has had to issue a mandatory water cut, requiring a statewide reduction by 25% by the end of February next year. Now, water suppliers that recorded the lowest residential per capita water use in July, August, and September of last year will only have to reduce use by 8%. Those cities include San Francisco, Santa Cruz, and Seal Beach. And communities with the highest per capita numbers during that same period will have to reduce their water use by up to 36%. Those cities include Arcadia and Beverly Hills. The list showed that Torrance actually saved 5% in the last year and is targeted to conserve at least 24% by 2016. Cities who don't comply could face civil penalties of up to $10,000 a day. In response to the governor's mandate, Torrance city leaders are considering a level 2 water supply shortage ordinance, which would help reduce the water use by 35%. A level 2 would restrict residents from watering between the hours of 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. 2 days a week for only 10-minute periods. A level 2 would also require all leaks to be repaired within 4 days instead of 7.
And there's still time to help Torrance reach #1 in the National Water Challenge hosted by mayors across the country. Here's Hiba Samad as she sits down with Mayor Fury to learn more about this water-saving project.
Water is a precious resource we definitely need more of. And with California in its 4th year of drought, Torrance is stepping up on a national level to make change.
People are energized enough to take a minute of their time and go on there and make the pledge, get some good ideas, and maybe save some water, save lots of money, and maybe we even win this prize for our city.
The contest is now in its 4th year. The Wyland Foundation, along with Toyota, have partnered to increase water awareness across the nation. Awareness Mayor Fury says the Torrance community continues to spread.
Creates awareness of the challenges that we face, gives some good ideas on how we can save water.
With nearly 150,000 residents in Torrance, Fury hopes to get 100% participation, and he says it's simple. Just go online to mywaterpledge.com, and with a couple of clicks, residents promise to be mindful about how they use water.
It's really a problem that affects all of us, and we all have to step up, and you're going to see all of Southern California cities be doing this.
Chuck Scheich says despite the drought emergency, Torrance has decreased water usage by 30% in the last 15 years.
We've invested about $12 billion, actually on a regional basis over the last 20 years, in storage projects, water transfer projects, and that's the reason we haven't felt that impact sooner, actually.
And with the competition getting heated, Mayor Fury hopes for the big win.
I would sure like to take #1. I think that would show them all that Torrance is the best city.
Reporting in Torrance, for CitiCABLE, I'm Hiba Samad.
Thanks, Hiba. The competition ends on April 30th. If Torrance wins, they are eligible for the grand prize of a Toyota Prius 5 and even a park landscape makeover.
Torrance bus operators won't have to travel far now when it comes time to refueling the city's hybrid buses. Torrance Transit Department, Clean Energy, and the South Coast Air Quality Management District unveiled Torrance's 3rd compressed natural gas station. This one will exclusively service the 29 CNG buses and another 24 in the future, along with up to 100 other vehicles on a daily basis. The city signed a 5-year agreement with Clean Energy, who built the station. Clean Energy says with about 1 million gallons of fuel used each year by Torrance's buses, CNG, will help save $1 or more per gallon compared to using diesel, saving money and our environment.
Having a facility on site to serve our transit and our public works department will make us as a city more efficient and better able to serve our community now and into the future.
A $175,000 grant from SCAQMD's Mobile Reduction Committee will help offset the cost. CNG is a cleaner fuel type that reduces the amount of carbon monoxide, mononitrogen oxides, and greenhouse gas emission levels.
The city's Civic Center sign upgrade is complete, and there's a new digital sign up and running. The Civic Center sign, located on the corner of Madrona Avenue and Torrance Boulevard, has been a longtime staple, providing the community with civic messages as well as city-sponsored events. The sign came down recently in order to make way for the new digital sign that took its place. The electronic board features text with images and is capable of text crawl. Messages will be active from 7 a.m. until 11 p.m.
A national grocery chain recently announced a recall of one of its popular products. The 12-ounce packages of sweet chicken apple sausage sold at Trader Joe's nationwide is on recall after reports found that plastic may have made its way into the products. The Massachusetts-based sausage company, KM Foods, is recalling more than 59,000 pounds of the sausage. The products specifically affected were labeled with use by dates of April 22nd, 25th, and 29th, and marked with the number P7839. Customers can return the product for a full refund at any Trader Joe's locations. This recall extends outside of Trader Joe's and also affects the 8-ounce packages of Al Fresco brand apple maple fully cooked breakfast chicken sausage with the case code 9709 and the use or freeze by dates of June 13th and June 20th. According to the USDA, no one has been reported ill from eating the recalled meat, and the chances of causing negative health effects is remote. Consumers with questions about the recall can call 800-426-6100, extension 247.
A teacher and wrestling coach from Torrance High School is now facing serious charges and a $2 million bail. Originally held on a $900,000 bail, Thomas Snyder was recently charged with multiple counts of lewd acts and child annoyance involving as many as 25 male students. Snyder, who has been a TUSD teacher since 1990, was placed on administrative leave once the investigation began months ago. Snyder's next court hearing is scheduled for May 1st, and the judge also issued an order prohibiting Snyder from going near the victims or Torrance High.
A Torrance man linked to the kidnapping and assault of a 2-year-old girl in Gardena was arrested this week. Michael David Eichler was taken into custody a week after the April 2nd kidnapping and being held on $1 million bail. Eichler was charged with 1 count of lewd act upon a child and 2 counts of oral copulation with a minor under 10 years old, to which he pleaded not guilty. The girl was kidnapped from a car wash in Gardena and was found 2.5 hours later in a dark parking lot about 8 miles away. A tip from a neighbor led Gardena police officers to identify the suspect as Eichler, a resident of Torrance. Eichler is due back in Torrance Superior Court in late April.
In better news, a familiar South Bay paper received a highly prestigious award recently. Digital First Media's Daily Breeze of Torrance won its first ever Pulitzer Prize for their work in local reporting. The award-winning piece was an investigation that exposed corruption in the Centinela Valley Union High School district. The string of more than 50 articles eventually led to the removal of the district superintendent from his position and prompted new state legislation to prevent excess compensation. Although the lead reporter on the story, Rob Kuznia, no longer works at the Daily Breeze or in journalism, he believes the award is an important reminder of the large impact local newspaper can have. Other winners of the top prize in journalism included the New York Times, which collected 3 awards, and the Los Angeles Times with 2. The Daily Breeze has a circulation of 63,000 subscribers and is part of the Los Angeles News Group newspaper chain.
Users of a popular traffic app can count on getting some important alerts. Waze has announced plans to share alerts regarding hit and runs as well as kidnappings to users driving through LA. A part of a new data sharing partnership between the city and the company. Several government departments will supply Waze with information about construction, film shoots, and road closures. The app's 1.3 million users will also receive notifications regarding nearby hit-and-run incidents, and in exchange, the city hopes this will motivate drivers to report what they see to the police. Future plans include eventually linking the data to the city's 311 system, where residents can submit requests for graffiti removal and street light repairs.
The city also recognized members of the armed forces at this week's City Council meeting by presenting this year's Hometown Heroes banners, a program created in 2012 to honor and recognize the city's men and women in uniform who currently serve in the armed forces, veterans, and those who have passed on. This year, 18 new banners were installed between Maple and Hawthorne Boulevard. The outpour of support for this program has grown over the years, with a total of now 87 banners hanging along Torrance Boulevard from El Prado Avenue near downtown to Madrona Avenue.
Still ahead, Torrance Volunteer celebrates her 100th birthday.
And how Torrance police officers dished up more than good service at a recent fundraiser. But
I had the honor of shooting my music video at California landmark Hearst Castle. And while I was there, I learned about the necessity of water conservation during this drought. Do your part to help save water at home. Go to saveourh2o.org.
And now, another adventure with Savings Man.
Look, honey, the neighbors just bought a big screen TV.
Hey, I just got a bonus at work. Maybe we should get one too.
Hold on there.
Savings Man.
Using your bonus to secure your future by paying down debt or saving is a better way to go.
Well, I declare you're right, Savings Man.
Stay ahead by choosing to save. And don't worry about keeping up with the Joneses.
But their name is Johnson.
For more tips and tools, visit choosetosave.org today.
Customers who dined at the Lazy Dog restaurant and bar recently saw Torrance police officers in a different kind of action. Men and women in uniform put their service skills to the test, greeting diners, taking orders, and even making drinks behind the bar. While some diners came specifically for the event, others were caught off guard. The THIS event is one of the many fundraisers put on by the Special Olympics of Southern California, getting police officers to be servers for a night. Lazy Dog Restaurant and Bar in the Del Amo Fashion Center has hosted the THIS event for several years, with donations from the event going towards the local Special Olympics athletes. And this year is an extra special year in Southern California, as LA has been selected to host the World Games, an event that takes place every 4 years. Events like THIS helped to raise more than $1.3 million last year, but most of all, people enjoy the event because it holds a special place in their hearts.
My own cousin, who's actually, he has Down syndrome, so it's one of those things that I can relate to, and I love him to death. So seeing this and having the community sponsor this it warms my heart.
It's a great opportunity to interact with the community, raise a lot of good money for Special Olympics, and actually meet and interact with a lot of the athletes. Usually we have 2 or 3 athletes here, and they have a blast.
For more information on Special Olympics Southern California and other local events, visit sosc.org.
The community and city leaders got the chance to admire beautiful art, all for a great cause. The Salvation Army hosted its second annual Spring Splendor party at Torrance's Art Museum. People enjoyed dancing, local craft beer, and mingling to raise funds for Salvation Army's after-school programs. Mayor Fury says this year's event is extra special because it gives an opportunity for the city to showcase pieces from the Torrance Art Museum. The Salvation Army has always found the arts important for kids.
There are a lot of after-school programs, but we've interviewed parents, and they want an after-school program that will tutor their kids, not just send them out to play games. So we have an opportunity to do that here.
The featured guest artist for the event was Arlene Cartosian.
A local organization teaches it's never too late to pick up a paintbrush and start painting. What makes Rosemary Bandis, a local artist, excited about teaching painting is watching her students get excited about what they've created. Bandis believes everybody has it in them to create art. It just takes practice to release the inner creativity. Destination Art is a studio and gallery designed for South Bay artists to work, teach, and exhibit art. Appropriately named Wine and Canvas with Rosemary Bandis, students learned how to put together a picturesque landscape painting, starting from the basics and building up. In addition to teaching lessons, Destination Art hosts private parties and events. For more information on Destination Art and upcoming events, visit their website at destinationartsouthbay.blogspot.com. THISweekinTorrance.com.
We are Arnold Alley Cats.
What better way to celebrate a 50th year anniversary than a carnival with balloon hats, a time capsule, and some school spirit? In celebration of Arnold Elementary's 50th anniversary, the school bug dug up a time capsule from 25 years ago that brought back some buried memories. Inside the time capsule were old yearbooks, magazine clippings, and letters that gave current students and visiting alumni a peek at what life was like at Arnold decades ago. To carry on the school spirit, students put together their own capsule.
2015, they've included pictures, they've gotten artifacts from field trips they've been on, so it's very exciting.
I'm just so excited to see all the old Arnold families, teachers, principals come back to help us celebrate what a great community we have, and to see the smiling faces of everyone having a good time, enjoying the school in a different atmosphere.
For more information on the event, you can visit the school's website at arnold.tusd.org.
Each year, more than 1 billion people in 180 different nations celebrate Earth Day, and Torrance is doing their part too. Laura Fong joined Alcoa Fastening Systems and Rings at Torrance Beach for their first Earth Day beach cleanup.
We're here to help clean the Torrance beaches and pick up anything that doesn't belong on the beach.
In honor of Earth Day, Barbara Asada was one of dozens of volunteers cleaning up cigarette butts, plastic cups, and old socks at Torrance Beach on a sunny Saturday morning.
It's good for the companies to sponsor these because it shows that the people care for our environment and to keep everything clean and healthy for everybody.
Asada works in the sales department at Alcoa Fastening Systems and Rings, a subsidiary of the global Alcoa company that's headquartered in Torrance. This was the first time they sponsored a beach cleanup for Earth Day. Earth Day, which is on April 22nd, started in 1970 to increase awareness of environmental problems. It's believed to have really started the environmental movement in the U.S.
This is our home. We live and work in these areas, so we want to make sure that we keep where we are living and working very clean.
Hattie Harrison is a human resources specialist at Alcoa. She says Alcoans from as far as Carson and Simi Valley came out to do their part. Beach cleanups are just one kind of event held for Earth Day. Across the nation and globe, organizations host everything from recycling programs to fairs and festivals, all with the goal to teach people about the environment and ways they can help. There were plenty of little ones pitching in. North Torrance Girl Scout Troop 3215 organized a beach cleanup with other troops from the city to earn their Bronze Award.
We are raising socially responsible children as well, so to see them out here as well, the Girl Scouts, is just an additional meaning to why we're out here, why we do this.
Harrison and Asada are both proud to participate in this Earth Day cleanup to represent their company that cares about the environment and sustainability. And while Earth Day is only once a year, it's the lessons learned that matter.
When they start young, as they get older, they'll continue to do this to keep everything clean and the environment clean.
For Torrance City Cable, I'm Laura Fong.
Thanks, Laura. The beach cleanup was put on through Heal the Bay. If you're interested in sponsoring a cleanup, you can give them a call at 310-451-1500.
The local teen center, the Attic, received an outpour of support at its 16th annual pancake breakfast fundraiser. Hibas Ahmed has more on this mouth-watering event.
Ma'am, here's yours with butter. Wait.
These volunteers were cooking up pancakes quickly, trying to keep up with the line that just kept getting longer.
Thank you very much.
But this breakfast event is much more than just a feast. It's a chance for the community to come together to make sure the Attic provides the best service for local teens.
We raise money to help offset costs for the teen center so it is able to provide recreational activities or equipment or patio furniture, anything that we need for the teen center. This is something that does help us.
The Attic is the only teen center of its kind in the South Bay. Its doors are open to every high school student in Torrance, providing a safe haven for teens to grow.
And it gives the children an opportunity to meet other children from other schools and sometimes make new friendships and get involved in the community.
On average, the Attic serves about 30 to 60 teens a day, and staff members here say this fundraiser will help improve the facility in many ways.
We're currently trying to get air conditioning put into the facility and then also help with our back patio, kind of resurface it. So this will be a big event for those purchases.
Israel Ruiz has been coming to the Attic for 4 years and is set to graduate high school this year. He says the Attic's computer lab and open space has changed his life.
It's just a great place to come, hang out after school, talk to your friends.
My husband and I both grew up in Torrance and went to South High, and there was nothing like this around when we were kids. So I think it's just a nice place, and if we can raise money and help, it's easy and it's fun.
A lending hand that is helping future generations.
I think it's really amazing, and it shows that we are kind of like a family here in Torrance.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Hiba Samad.
Thanks, Hiba. With more than 250 attendees at this year's fundraiser, was a huge success. The ticket donations and silent auction helped raise over $3,500.
A select group of high school students throughout Torrance will soon travel across the globe in the annual Cultural Exchange Program.
I'm really looking forward to going to Japan and making all sorts of new friends, as well as creating greater bonds with the other delegates I have with me. Being able to go to Japan is a dream come true.
That was Alex Ito, one of 8 selected to be a part of this year's Torrance Sister City program, where student delegates travel to Kashiwa, Torrance's sister city. The goal of the program is to provide citizens in both countries with an opportunity to discover each other's similarities and differences and promote international friendship. One of the activities includes a student cultural exchange program, which was introduced in 1974. Of the 16 applicants, the 8 selected students and adult leaders will travel for 3 weeks this summer to learn and experience Japanese culture and customs. In exchange, Kashiwa students will visit Torrance for 3 weeks to learn more about life here in the U.S. A big congratulations to those students who will be representing the city. And still ahead, why current study tips may not be the best for students with ADHD, and we'll tell you which local business is donating $1.9 million to fund educational scholarships.
I'm a Californian. I don't waste water.
I'm a Californian. I don't waste water.
I'm a Californian, and I don't waste water.
Somos californianos, no desperdiciamos el agua. Yeah.
The state is working to make sure all students start off each day well-nourished and ready to learn. The California State Assembly Education Committee approved the Breakfast After the Bell bill, which would require thousands of schools across the state to serve breakfast during the school day, either in the classroom or during a mid-morning break. The bill is prompted by research which shows hungry kids are less able to focus in school. Currently, almost 20% of California schools do not offer breakfast, and the majority of schools that serve breakfast only offer it early in the morning before the school day begins, which is why participation in school breakfast programs are significantly lower than that of lunch programs. The Breakfast After the Bell bill hopes to maximize access to breakfast for the many kids who come to school hungry. Options include serving breakfast during an extended passing period, mid-morning break, or offering healthy meals on grab-and-go carts. The bill will be heard on and voted on by the State Assembly Appropriations Committee. For more information, visit calbreakfast.org.
New research shows foot tapping, leg swinging, and chair scooting may actually be helpful in allowing kids with ADHD to learn better. Published recently in the Journal of Abnormal Child Psychology by the University of Central Florida, the study found that movement is actually helpful in allowing kids with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder to learn. The typical repetitive movements found in kids with ADHD, such as foot tapping and leg swinging, are actually vital to how they remember information and work out complex cognitive tasks. Current methods for treating children with ADHD target reducing hyperactivity, but researchers believe this may be misguided as movement increases alertness. The study suggests that a majority of students with ADHD could perform better on classroom work, tests, and homework if they're sitting on activity balls or exercise bikes. The study at the UCF clinic included 52 boys ages 8 to 12. 29 of the children had been diagnosed with ADHD, and the other 23 had no clinical disorders and showed normal development. For more information on the study, you can visit today.ucf.edu. The
city is helping to bring the community the latest in what's happening in the Torrance School District. A new YouTube channel is now available for residents to tune in or catch up on TUSD's monthly board meetings. The online channel has plans to upload future public meetings as well as explore live streaming options. Once approved by YouTube, the channel will have the custom web address of youtube.com/TUSD-TV.
A major company with U.S. headquarters in Torrance is creating the next generation of future engineers and scientists. Toyota USA Foundation announced that it will donate $1.9 million in grants to K-12 educational programs focusing on science, technology, engineering, and math. The grants went to a wide variety of nonprofit organizations, including Teach for America and the CSUSB Foundation in San Bernardino. The funds will be distributed in varying amounts over the next few years.
Now there's even more evidence to prove vaccines don't have harmful effects. According to a new study that sampled more than 95,000 children, there is no link between the vaccine for measles, mumps, and rubella and the risk of developing autism. Published by the Journal of the American Medical Association, the study examined the risk of developing autism in children who received the MMR vaccine compared with those who didn't. Taking data from a large commercial health plan, the study found there was no link even among higher-risk children and kids whose siblings have been diagnosed with autism. With recent cases of measles popping up in the country, the fear of a link between the vaccines and autism resurfaced. The original study citing a link between the two has been discredited, and this report is the latest in debunking the association between the two. And for those Bob Dylan fans, the 25th annual Dylan Fest will take place at the Torino Plaza at Torrance Cultural Arts Center on May 3rd. The event will feature more than 50 musicians paying tribute to Bob Dylan songs all day long, beginning at noon and ending at 8 p.m. For more information or to purchase tickets, call 310-781-7150. Local leaders and the community celebrated a very special birthday recently.
I have something special for you.
That Mayor Fury, isn't he a romantic fella? All eyes were on Ione Ransom as she received a big birthday kiss and well wishes from the mayor as well as friends and family members. Ransom was all smiles at her 100th birthday party put on by the Providence Little Company of Mary, a place she's called a second home for more than 50 years. Ransom has been a true inspiration and leader, volunteering for half a century at Little Company of Mary's gift shop and also working in the hospital's Pulmonary Center, where she helps patients deal with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. The momentous milestone also came with Ione being recognized by the city of Torrance as well as the county, who also commemorated her with an award. She says her secret to aging successfully is pretty simple.
I think exercise really keeps you young, keeps you going. And the secret in life, I think in life, is choosing younger friends.
Well, she looks great. Ransom still lives in Palos Verdes. She continues to manage her COPD and is proud she has never been hospitalized for the illness.
She does look great. I hope to look like that when I'm 70. She looks amazing for 100.
She's an inspiration to all of us. Now let's go out to Colin Kushner to see what's new on the sports desk.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for cruising by the Sports Desk studio. Hit me up on Twitter, that's at Colin Kushner, using the hashtag The Sports Desk and hashtag BoomSauce. Just giving you a little peek at what we got to look forward to on the show this week. The South Spartans and Torrance Tartars face off against each other for the first time since last year's CIF Southern Section Championship game. Find out if South could get revenge in a two-game duel with the Tatas. Plus, two Torrance softball programs look to keep running and gunning. We'll take a look at whether both teams could keep tearing it up. That's 4 and 9:30 p.m. right here on CitiCABLE. Boom Sauce! We'll see you then.
Hey, Mr. Boom Sauce. Well, that does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain. If you've missed any portion of our show, you can catch us again at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m.
And I'm Jin Chin. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.